The discus lariat.
The huge suplex.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live, fresh edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the WWDB TV studios in the heart of a wet Las Vegas. That is right. We are all back in studio. I've made it back safely from Reno. The man to my right, simply known as the Chief. Of course, the man on the far end, he makes it all happen online for us, and that just so happens to be a good guy on top of all of that, Mr. Matt Mullen. Gentlemen, good to see you. Good to be back in studio with you guys. I missed you last week.
Glad to have you back, Aaron.
Thank you. It was so, it's so funny. You get into these routines of days and days, and 10 o'clock rolled around last week, and I'm like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I didn't have a minute to join the.
Did you watch the show?
I watched a little bit of it on playback. Yes, I did.
We did a good job.
You guys did a great job.
He did a great job.
I got to the parking lot, and I was all like,
I just
so tired, and I was like, "Oh my God, Aaron's not here. I have to host this thing."
I just
all right, let's do this.
I just followed it.
You guys did great. It's so cool to watch the show as a fan. When I'm not there and I'm not in studio, and I go back to watch it. I'm watching it like everybody else does, and it is so cool how great the show is, and with all of us, and it's so much fun. And I'm glad you guys had a good time. It was great. I'm just, so proud to be part of TCA.
It's fun to come in and get browbeat.
Well, that's for us
and laugh.
That's right.
And laugh about it and have a good time.
Tell you what, we need so much laughter around this world. When you look at what's going on in Hawaii, you look at what's going on. I mean, we're going to have heavy rains. California's getting soaked, all sorts of stuff. But regardless, we want to thank each and every one of you out there for tuning in this morning, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you so very much. Good morning, Ronald. 702-992-3207. We appreciate you. Give us a call. And of course, as always, in about 3 days or so, download the WWDB TV Studios network on Roku, and you'll be able to catch this show as well as the plethora and bazillions and Brazilians of other shows that are on the network as well. By the way, today's hat is a little tribute to the folks out in Hawaii, little Hawaiian print out there to keep those folks in mind.
Very much so.
Our friend Jennifer, of course, out in Maui. She's been very vocal in supporting the islands, of course. She's out there, but she's safe. I mean, nothing was near her.
That's good.
But, you hear all these questions. Should people be flying into Maui? Should they not be? You're hearing all that. She actually commented on a post this morning that I put out there. You know what? Come to Maui because the businesses out there that are not affected by the fire,
they're going
to need the business. Yeah.
Well, I was talking to
turn your volume on.
Damn, son of a gun.
You had one job.
I know, and I can't do it right.
We switch every other week. It's fine.
I know. Anyway, I didn't realize, but I heard somebody make a comment on my Facebook page.
Okay.
That Don Morocco still lives out there.
Really?
Yeah, but he lives on one of the other islands.
One of the other islands,
and he's safe. He's safe.
That's good. Don Nelson, the former coach of the Dallas Mavericks from the NBA and stuff, Milwaukee Bucks.
He played for the Boston Celtics.
He did play for the Boston Celtics. Has a house out in Maui.
Yeah.
And he has opened his house to folks that need it. And his daughter has a catering facility that, of course, got ravaged a little bit by the fire, but she's turned that into a center to help people with food and everything else that she has. So the Nelson family out there is stepping up and helping everybody there as well.
It's funny that you say that because I remember years ago when my parents lived in South Carolina, and one of the hurricanes came up the coast.
Yes.
And they were without power for almost 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everything they had
it's gone
in their refrigerators, in the deep freeze. As long as they kept it closed, it stayed cool.
Right.
Well, the people out there, okay,
right,
they just set their grills up on the street.
And
they were cooking. And they were cooking food.
Well, you might as well.
The firemen, the electric guys that doing the lines.
Supporting them.
Free meals.
Absolutely. This is and
that's what you got to do.
Absolutely. What's going to make it tough, because of where they are, people who live out there and those of us who've gone to visit, it's not a cheap place to be in.
No.
Because it is really isolated as an island.
Yes.
So I read an article that they're talking about costs of goods just to try to rebuild coming in from the mainland are going to cost about 30% higher than normal,
Yeah.
They're afraid that goods and services will be caught on the barges almost 8 to 10 months, like the pandemic. And for any wood that goes in, Hawaii actually has every piece of wood that goes in has to be inspected for termites. That's their rule in Hawaii. So all that lumber that's going to go in, God knows how long it's going to be tied up for shipping as well as going through that certification. But the other hand, you know what? If they're going to do it right and they're going to do it correctly and rebuild, then let's take every precaution possible. So
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
If they had a couple bulldozers over there, they could take one of the main roads, okay, clear it off, use it as a runway. They could fly C-130s in
Yep.
with food,
Well,
medical supplies,
yeah.
everything they need. So I'm gonna call bullshit on the 8-month rule. If we want to do it, we can come up and figure out how to do it.
If they inspect the wood before it ships, as an example, I agree with you 100%. The concern I have is with any devastated area, and we see this around the world in other countries when they seek aid and Red Cross gets involved. We need to be sure that every dollar that's being sent over, every piece of wood that's being sent over, every bottle of water that's being sent over goes to where it's supposed to be, and that nobody should get involved in collecting all of that and getting in the middle of how to disperse it, control it, keep money, keep this and keep that. It better be handled the way it's supposed to be to save the people of Hawaii, of that island. So anyway,
I agree.
I agree. Well, either way, Thoughts Count Anywhere is behind you all out there. If we bring an hour of relief to you while you're dealing with bless you, John.
Thank you.
Whether you're dealing with the devastation there or wherever it is, if we can bring a little laughter and fun, excitement and conversation for you for an hour, then God bless you. Oh, Brandon wants you to run for president in 2024, Chief. Anyway, Brandon's out there.
Hey, good morning, Brandy. Let's see. Brandon, good morning. Ronald Young, good morning. And our historians even on.
And also a shout out to John Brummer, one of our Kiwanis friends.
Mr. John.
He's in there.
He's a day late.
He's a day late or 2 days early, however you want to look at it.
$1 short.
But I found out meeting him last week at the convention. He's a wrestling fan.
Nice man.
Oh, he's tremendous.
Nice man.
A lot of great. We're going to have him on TV.
I enjoyed listening to him.
Oh, you saw him last
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have him and a couple other guys on the round table talking about recovering from stroke. That was a seminar. Anyway,
Yep.
So I found out he's a huge wrestling fan.
Nice.
Comes old school like you. We were talking about Gorgeous George and all that stuff. So, John, thank you very much for joining us. Please
Absolutely.
remember that our show is on a Saturday, not a Thursday. It's Saturday. So, this is so far so good. That's an inside joke with him. Anyway, shall we do it? Are you ready there? Are you ready?
Ding,
ready.
ding, ding.
It is time for
Story time with Matt.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
Oh, I got one for
I
you
missed this
guys.
segment last week. I didn't catch it live, but I'm ready for
You
it.
know, I always look forward to this.
It was like 9 a.m. on Tuesday. I get like 3 frantic phone calls of a fight in front of Dick's Last Resort. Of like 4 people. And I was on the second floor, like doing something with management stuff. And I was like, let me get down there real quick. Start running down the escalator. And I was like, hey, we got security downstairs too. So I call the security downstairs. I was like, hey, get up here. I need help real quick. And all 4 of these guys start going towards Las Vegas Boulevard or 4th Street, and they're still fighting. So, like, we head them off on each way, try to break them up. And the 2 guys are like, hey, those 2 guys robbed an old lady.
Oh,
And we're trying to get her money back. So, instantly, these 2 guys go in handcuffs. We call Metro. Metro comes. They threw this old lady to the ground and took, like, her ticket from, like, the gambling machines and tried to run off. And these 2 construction workers saw it and chased after him. That's what the fight was.
Gotcha.
Did they beat
So the one guy's, like, talking crap.
They beat the shit out of him, I hope.
And kind of, not really.
Okay.
But the 2 guys are, like, talking crap that, oh, you ain't going to get we'll get out of here in like a day or two and we'll kick your ass, whatnot. I was like, whatever. Metro comes and they're like, you did what? Let me see the video. And they get over to the casino. It was in the Fremont Casino. These guys got like 4 felony charges each.
Yes.
And in the back of the cop car, guess how much was on this ticket that they risked their whole freedom for?
$7.
$1.99.
I would say about $20.
Way off. 5 cents.
5 cents?
There was a nickel on this thing. If you're going to be dumb enough to rob somebody and do this kind of stuff,
Wow.
at least kind of watch them for a minute, make sure it's worth your while.
Holy cow.
Because they're probably going to do time in Nevada State Prison for a nickel.
So, 4 felonies. How much time can they get for each felony? A couple years?
Aggravated assault on an elderly person, that's probably like a decent amount of time.
They should give them a year for every penny in that nickel that they tried to
On
steal.
any crime against an elderly person in the state of Nevada doubles the minimum sentence.
Yeah,
Well-
it's an enhanced felony.
Wow.
I say, however old she was, that's how many years they ought to
Yeah,
get.
right. And I vaguely recall an article about that happening down there a couple of weeks ago, right? Or last week, or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then like right after that,
Unbelievable.
some guy stops me and he's like, "Hey, my leg's bleeding. Do you have a Band-Aid?" And I look down and I'm like, "Bro, what happened to you?" And he was like, "Oh, I got stabbed." And there's like blood just gushing from this guy. And I was like,
And I
"Let me
don't
call
want
you
to
an
leave
ambulance."
this machine.
That's like the guy last year when the ceiling was pouring down around him in those big rains and Caesars, and he refused to get up from the machine he was playing. But the guy's got stabbed. He's got blood dripping. I was like, oh, okay.
His
So-
socks like pure red. And he was like, "I just need a Band-Aid." And I was like, "Yeah."
Was
well,
it Kurt
Metro
Schilling
and-
by chance? Was it Kurt Schilling with the bloody sock? I was just curious. Brandy wants to know. I mean, Brunette wants to know: is that lady okay? Do you know? Was she okay?
Yeah,
after
she's
the
fine.
incident? Okay, good.
She
Interesting.
came and like pointed them out and said, "Yeah, it was those two."
Jeez.
Good.
Brandy has renamed this segment "World's Dumbest Criminals."
It should be.
Love that. Love that.
All right, let's get to it. I hear voices, gentlemen. Rumor is there is unhappiness in the AEW locker room over Tony Khan's plans for All In. Are they mad about a specific plan for All In, or what is it specifically that's got the locker room in a tizzy? Gents, any news? Anything? Because I haven't read anything specific. So,
Oh no! Right now, it seems like they're using All In just to promote All Out in Chicago.
okay.
Which, why would you do that for an 80,000 person show?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They haven't announced anything for All Out. But knowing Tony Khan and his obsession with CM Punk in Chicago,
Well, yeah,
it's all just a lead in to All Out.
right. Okay. I'm not gonna ask Chief his comment because he's growling over here. Rumors: ESPN is leaving the door wide open for a WWE television rights deal. That, you know what, with ESPN and Disney kind of in a partnership still, right? Isn't that a little concern if WWE signs with ESPN in terms of the wholesomeness of WWE?
So so who's out? Fox or
Nobody's out,
Or they're
but
gonna add
Fox and USA lost their exclusive rights to
so they're going
talks because it's past the time already. So
So
now
maybe-
anybody can talk to them about
so
that.
maybe they're going to add another show. And they'll be on Fox, ESPN, and USA.
No, they have to sign with somebody to air their television in general.
Oh, okay.
They're like a free agent right now.
Yeah, they're like basically a free agent. They're talking to all the stations like who's going to give us
Yeah.
the most money.
But ESPN with Disney's partnership, I think that's one that I'm not saying it can't work out, but with Disney's wholesomeness, and here you got WWE as part of the product brand as a whole, and you got blood, you got this, you got that.
Yeah, but let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
You got basketball on ESPN. You got baseball on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
You got soccer on ESPN. You got hockey on ESPN. What night is?
Dodgeball.
I forgot dodgeball.
Cornhole championships.
What,
Come on.
What night are they going to
The
put?
Ocho.
What night are they going to put wrestling on there?
And if you think about
Rumor
it,
has it Monday Night Raw is on Mondays.
That's the one. That's the one.
And Friday Night SmackDown is on.
but that's Monday Night Football territory, though. That's
Very
a concern.
true.
That's a concern. Friday there isn't any football except college, so
But-
there are some
but-
crossover issues.
But you got basketball and hockey.
No, I understand that, but in terms of people having
Am
an ABC
am
channel.
I missing the picture or
No.
something?
An ABC channel, right?
Right.
Channel 13 for us is your local ABC network, right?
Correct.
ESPN in the past has at times showed the games on both the ESPN network and the ABC channel because it's the same company.
Oh, okay.
So if they stick the game strictly on ESPN and people don't have the package to have ESPN,
Right.
then great, you have Wrestling Monday Night, right? Now in the day when you had the Monday Night Wars, right?
Right.
Raw and WCW,
Right.
you had that going on the same time as football.
Exactly.
Maybe it's not an issue. But at the time, it was WCW and Raw, and that was a storyline all into itself that could very well surpass Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Here, you just got Raw.
I got what you're saying.
You know, could Roman Reigns and company be, or whoever they want to put on Raw, be strong enough to beat the ratings of a Monday Night Football game? I don't know.
Only if the Browns are facing whoever the other
The Sisters of
team
St.
is.
Teresa, like Tennessee. No, but seriously though, then on Friday night, again, you're really dealing with college football, which we know is big across the country depending upon matchups, even though most of them on Saturdays. So yeah, there's a lot of things that if they think about ESPN and companies, there's a lot of scheduling things they're going to have to figure out.
My man Ronald.
What does he have?
UFC is also on ESPN.
Yeah, I think wrestling would outdraw UFC, although it would become another quandary because of Endeavor, WWE and UFC. Now what? So I would not want to be in that war room if this ever comes to fruition to try to figure out a TV schedule.
I still want to know what's going to happen to the network, like the Peacock stuff, because
Peacock!
UFC doesn't UFC still has pay-per-views and they keep raising their prices. So I think it's only a matter of time before we end up with having to pay for WWE pay-per-views again.
You know, can I got to be honest with you. I've never watched a UFC event.
You haven't?
Never.
I haven't either. It's not my cup of tea.
Never seen one.
I've seen a lot, and I've been to like 20 of them.
They say they're good.
Yeah.
They say they're really good.
Our historian puts in there that they could put Raw on FX. I don't know if that would be good for them.
What the
No.
FX is the secondary channel to Fox.
You can't go from Fox
To FX.
FX.
And then when you consider how much is preempted
They
because
need-
of baseball playoffs that Fox covers, and they usually move shows onto so again, it's a big ass mess if they were to even consider ESPN or whatever.
They could put Impact on FX.
There you go. That for them it would be an upgrade.
That's
I would
I
love
think
to
they
see
should
them
just
on-
go to streaming at this point.
who Impact?
WWE.
Oh, WWE. Well, isn't that what they tried to do with their own network?
They went to like Netflix or if they just had like their own network and just put it directly on their network.
Oh,
live
gotcha.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I got you. Well, wasn't that sort of what the original network was before they moved it over to Peacock?
Why
Kinda?
don't they
Yeah.
just go back to the black boxes?
Click.
Make it
Click.
easy. All you got to do is turn the damn thing on and you got wrestling. It's that easy.
All right, quickly, last topic before we go to our first break. Rumors Goldberg appearing at All In is not out of the realm of possibility. If he did, where would he fit in AEW?
Out the door.
I know what Brandy's comment's going to be in there.
I do not want to see Goldberg.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, I think
Brandy, what's your comment,
my
Brandy?
I know she's tired of Oldberg. That's something like that because that's her. Listen, there are tremendous athletes when it's ready for them to retire have trouble retiring because they can't give up the limelight and everything else. Goldberg has been on TV. He's been on NCIS LA and all that stuff. I think he should just step away and be happy that he can relatively walk healthy at this
Just
point.
because
Doesn't
the
need it.
AEW fanboys on Twitter are freaking wild, I kind of want to see Goldberg come into All In, All In, and like just spear Kenny Omega, just to see what these people on Twitter would do.
Oh my gosh.
That place would go wild.
Just deliver a spear and get out.
What's who's the guy that used to hold the belt that he lost it? The big guy.
That's so specific.
The real big guy.
Wardlow?
Yeah. Where the hell's Wardlow?
Catering.
Well, you know what? Here, let me give you a break. Send Goldberg in, and Wardlow can spear Goldberg, and then put his ass up overhead and put the slam on him.
There you go.
Boom. Goldberg's out of there.
Brunette says they could still go onto Amazon Prime Video. My only concern is right now, because people are cutting, well, I don't know, maybe a lot more people, they're getting rid of their cable, they're getting rid of satellite, they are doing more streaming services like a Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. Maybe that is the better direction to go on to an Amazon, or like you said, create their own streaming channel. It's a way to,
How much would it cost them? How much would it cost
as a membership.
a person?
Well, it depends on what network, but I think Hulu is one of it. Netflix is like $14.99, but Hulu is cheaper.
Let me ask
per month.
a question. I know we got to go to break,
Yeah.
but let me ask this real quick. Is there a program out there that you can join that has all of the wrestling shows on it, like WWE and AEW and Impact?
There is not
There
one
isn't.
wrestling network.
There's not. Maybe,
I'm working on
I
it.
was going to say, coming to you soon from WWDB-TV. You're all
Oh, wrestling.
That's right.
maybe that's what's needed.
We'll talk to
You know
John
how many
after this. It's
heads
got
would have
nothing
to go
do.
together to?
I know. Yeah, but how much money you can be paid to get the rights for all that shit? John will have an answer for us in an hour if he can do it. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for he doesn't have enough to do.
I didn't mean to
No,
take that,
you're good.
know.
No, but it's a great idea, though. Thoughts Count Anywhere. We are back in the house. More to come. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Sir Justin, and I'm the founder and CEO of the nonprofit Heroes and Hearts. Our mission is to educate, encourage, and empower marginalized communities globally through literacy, leadership, and legacy. On August 27th, I'm having a rock, paper, scissors, shoot tournament at the Discovery Children's Museum. It's for my mission to Central Africa to build libraries. To build libraries for little boys and girls in Central Africa, just like I did in Warsaw, Poland for Ukrainian refugees. So come join me on August the 27th from 12:30 to 3:30 and try to beat me at rock, paper, scissors. Visit my website, which is up on the screen. And call my mom for more deets and more information. 702-626-3691. Please help. 1, 2, 3, shoot!
Okay.
That's fine.
That's
Hey,
fine.
welcome back.
We're back.
We're back. That's our buddy. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Balance it out.
Okay.
702-992-3207. How about that?
Justin Buma. He is the youngest founder CEO of any nonprofit. He just turned 8 years old. Rock, paper, scissors tournament to help fund his trip to South Africa to build a safe place and get some books out to the kids out there that don't have anything. So, all right. Hello, Jennifer. All right. You got something else to read there, sir.
I do. I got important business here.
You got business.
Business.
Sports cards, toys, and collectibles show. Sam's Town Hotel and Casino. August 26th and 27th, which is next weekend.
Next weekend.
Next weekend?
Next weekend.
Sponsored by Power Play Sports and Collectibles.
Would that be more presented by?
Isn't it put on by
I was gonna say
Power Play
presented
Sports and
by.
Collectibles?
I do it my way. Autographed guest,
Chiefs Online.
Logan Thompson, Sunday 12 to 1. Ariel Shoe, Saturday and Sunday. The Glow, Colonel Nanuchka, and the Royal Hawaiian, Saturday and Sunday. Sin Bodie, Saturday and Sunday. Maybe we can talk to Sin, see if we can get him on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg the Hammer Valentine, Saturday and Sunday. D'Lo Brown, Saturday and Sunday.
You know,
The Golden Knights cheerleaders, and
Yeah.
from the Las Vegas Aviators, their mascots, the Aviator and Spruce the Goose, will be in attendance also. And Thoughts Count Anywhere will be there from 9 to 11 with our 2-hour show. And then followed by Aaron's Hour at the top of the hour, noontime to 1. That's it for today.
Is that next week?
That's next week. So tune in. We'll all be there next week supporting this. We had a great time last year.
Yeah.
Had a great time. It was
Yep.
a lot of fun.
and
All right.
great. Time.
But we are assured better connection this year, right, John?
We'll see.
No pressure.
Connectivity.
Exactly. All right.
How'd you like
Thomas Burnett.
Connectivity 5.
Yeah,
I'm getting better.
How many did you have last week? Did you have any multi-syllabic words last week?
No, nothing last week.
Thomas Burnett says we need to get the hammer on the show. I'll leave it at that. All right, let's get into some news.
I'll bring one next week.
You know what? Let's flip the script. Let's go to AEW and ROH first because we always do WWE. We'll do those guys first. Item number 1: Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay is official for All In London. Thoughts, gents?
Why?
That's going to be a good match. The whole thing with like Don Callis and Jericho. Everyone thought he was going to join, and then I was like, oh, what's that painting? I was like, I thought they were going to try to rip off like the Festival of Friendship thing.
Uh-huh.
But then like he was holding his head, and I was like, oh crap.
Wasn't supposedly Jericho and Ospreay supposed to have a match some time ago? And
like
it didn't
Tokyo.
happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's why they're bringing it in this time.
That's going to be like one of the best matches of the night.
You know what?
Has a possibility to.
I for you folks out there who like Don Callis, I hope he gets the shit knocked out of him. That's how the Chief feels about
There
it.
you go. All right. This made news yesterday. Cash Wheeler was arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm yesterday morning after he was alleged to have pointed a semi-automatic gun during a road rage incident. He will still be able to appear in London as of right now because
They didn't ask for his passport.
They didn't ask for his passport, so
right.
he's still good to go there. Chief and I were actually chatting about this before we went on the air, before you showed up. You know, there's only 2 people that really know what happened. Did he really brandish it? Did he point it? Did he do this? Wheeler and the people that it was intended to intimidate. You know, was it brandished? Was it waved? We don't know. Now, hopefully this is not the pinnacle of issues he may have personally that have never been made public, like anger issues.
Yes.
If there aren't any record and this is a one-time incident, okay, dude, make better choices, right? Because we say it all the time to elementary kids when they do something, Matt, make better choices next time, right? But if there are other things, the person comes first, as we were talking about, family and all that.
Yes.
I don't know anything other than what we're all reading. But again, things like this on a general scope, just like when the videos were leaked about Riddle and all this other stuff that gets out there, doesn't put a black eye on wrestling today, this kind of stuff.
No. I think there's 2 sides to every story, and there's a possibility that guy was like trying to drive him off the road with his family in the car, or harassing him in general because he realizes he's a celebrity and might be able to get money out of this, or there's a ton of possibilities that could happen from.
As I said to Aaron before we went on the air, and I don't take this the wrong way, but back in the day,
Before guns were invented,
it was hard for wrestlers sometimes to get out of the ring to even get into the back.
Yeah.
How many times did Roddy Piper get stabbed at a wrestling event? So, as I said to Aaron, I could see where a person could possibly carry a weapon. Hopefully, he was licensed to carry it. Okay,
That's a great point.
That would be the first thing. And if he was licensed to carry it, and I didn't think of that till just now.
I'm sure he was, because that would have been another charge.
Okay, I don't believe the dirt sheets. We read it. I don't believe it. As Aaron said, the only ones that know is Cash and the other people involved. And until it comes out,
it's all speculation.
It's he said, she said.
But the arrest was made. I hope maybe there's street cameras, on the poles that you see on TV. Okay, maybe there's a video there. Maybe there'll be evidence that'll come out to support one way or the other. It's interesting, though, how they just so happen to not ask for his passport. I find that interesting, given the fact that they know he's going, well, I'm sure it was made known to the judge that he's going out of the country next week.
I would think in good faith that he would go over there with a passport, and he would come back with a passport.
So I guess the actual incident was like in the beginning of the month, and they just now like issued an arrest warrant, and that's when they
Oh,
got him
really? So it
yesterday.
didn't actually happen yesterday. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I missed that. All right. Well, then obviously they've been scouring some stuff and found some reasons to actually arrest him. So the story will continue. Adam Page has been asked to keep the peace with Punk after Punk cut a promo on him after Collision.
I'm just waiting for the explosion of like the AEW locker room at this point.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk's going to cause like something bad to happen with that company.
How can one person be so black?
Be such a cancer, you mean, within the locker room?
Yes. Now, there again, I'm going to say, we're reading on the dirt sheets. And as you said, there's always two sides to the story.
But he said this out loud to
He did it on
the
a
Collision.
promo, Right.
Well, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, he came out as,
And Punk's going to be out here
Next week?
the end of the month.
Huh?
All right. It's one autograph I don't want. I got no.
If you're going down there to get his autograph, don't even bother because he's
hell no.
won't sign it.
the most unfriendly person you would probably meet.
Let me finish. I don't want it. I don't like him. I don't care about him. I think Tony Khan is over a barrel, and he doesn't know how to get out of it now.
well, he could have left Punk on the sideline. He didn't have to bring him back.
Huh?
But why
He
did
had
they,
us out after that conference.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But why would they tell Page to muzzle it and not say anything to Punk to keep Adam Page out of his mouth? You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's going to jack Punk's ass up backstage. It's going to happen.
Yeah, somebody somewhere, right?
Now, who? I'm not sure yet.
Because
But somebody's going to. And I hope it's not Page. I hope it's somebody else.
I think the Saturday show of Collision, where they kind of separated the locker room because of Punk and he's on this show, I think is adding to the divisiveness of the locker room because of Punk. It was not a good. I get the idea of having another show, okay, but when you're out there publicizing that Punk is your anchor on that show, pretty much, he's the main guy, and you're pulling all these people over to that show, and those people that are on Collision, who knows what their feelings are about Punk and being there, but. That's adding to the divisiveness, in my opinion, of the locker room.
But here's the other thing. Why is the show always in Chicago? There are other cities like Las Vegas that could have the show out here. It doesn't have to be in Chicago every freaking week.
They're in Chicago constant.
But that's
his point.
But that's Punk being over on Tony Khan
And
to
he's
have
doing
it
in his
in
hometown.
Chicago.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a safe place for him. So
exactly.
time will tell. Actually, I don't see somebody. O'Reilly said he thinks that they should let Page comment on his promo, on Punk's promo. Let it be part of the build up for All Out.
Yeah.
Even if you do it in a pre-tape.
If we don't get like the Punk versus like the Elite in some way, shape, or form, a waste of time.
Yep. Thank you, Jason. Jason's in the room. He says, nice rated R belt. Thank you. By the way, I brought this in honor of Edge and the 25th anniversary celebration last night. I saw his, as the show went off the air comments, he addressed the crowd, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So time will tell.
He's a class act.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a class
Absolutely,
act.
yes. Thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match on Dynamite? I didn't see it. I know that they released the name of the person who supposedly played it.
My God.
So give us a quick synopsis of that match because I did not see it.
That was potentially the dumbest wrestling match ever put on television.
Okay.
That was insane.
ESPN.
They even once Jeff Jarrett won, they even had like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre belt made.
Yep.
Is that now another belt that they're going to try to?
Better not.
So what is it, like a hardcore belt kind of? It sounds like.
I think it was just a one-off thing for their sponsor or whatever they're doing.
It
that match was horrendous.
It wasn't even wrestling.
All right, then let's not spend any more time on it. Britt Baker beat the Bunny, which added her to the fatal four-way at All In at London for the Women's Championship. So who is the four now? Britt Baker. Who's the
Saraya,
the four that won.
and Tony Storm.
The four that won.
Who
won the game?
That's
The
pretty
team
good,
with the most
huh?
amount of
That's
points.
pretty good, huh? Damn right.
So say it again.
Cha-ching.
It's Sheeta defending against Soraya, Tony Storm, and Britt Baker.
Okay. Burnett says if Sarai doesn't win, he'd be shocked. Do we want to make
Same.
is it too early to make a prediction? Or are we doing that? When's that show? Next week, right?
Next Sunday.
So we'll do it on Saturday then.
So Soraya's from
And so people can hear us.
Soraya's from England. Makes sense she's going to win. But why would you put the belt back on Sheeta? And she only has it for 2 shows on TV. And then she's going to lose it again.
I think that is
just-
called a transitional champion.
Just thoughts for next week.
All right.
Tune in, folks.
That's right. Tune in 702-992-3207, 702-992-3207. If you are driving around and you can't watch us as you're listening, make sure you download the WWDB-TV app to your Android, WWDB-TV LV to your Apple products. This way you take us on the go. You can listen to us without worrying about seeing us. We appreciate you being there with us every week, regardless of how you do.
And I think our friend Mr. Ronald Young, the company he works with down in Florida, they got a wrestling show coming up. And shout out to Top Rope Collectibles,
Shout out to the boys over there, William and
Ben,
Ben,
and
absolutely.
the admin team.
Everybody out there, we appreciate. All right, let's get into some WWE stuff.
They're-
We're going to kind of jump around here a little bit, guys.
Will and Donnie are in Shreveport this weekend.
No?
Getting some signatures.
No, guess who they got as their guest at their table? The One Man Gang.
Oh, one man. Oh, you know what? I saw them put something up about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, we should have them make sure they ask the one man gang to give us a shout out.
Or come on the show.
Or come on the show. Absolutely. All right. I know this
I'm
isn't.
going to be.
You're going to be busy for a
detained
minute or two. So you and I will talk about, which is really no surprise. I mean, I was kind of shocked and disappointed, but Lacey Evans' contract has ran out. She's done with WWE, and she's opened a restaurant. Has also opened an OnlyFans account.
Chief, you got competition.
Who? Where?
Lacey Evans on OnlyFans. Lacey Evans on OnlyFans.
What the hell's OnlyFans?
That's where you have you have an
It's
OnlyFans
Twitter
account.
version of porn.
Oh, I don't.
You have your OnlyFans account.
I don't worry about that.
Okay.
She
We haven't promoted that in a
She
while.
ain't no competition.
Oh my God.
You know what though? I
But
gotta
it's-
say this. I
Put
gotta
his
say
glasses off. Shit's getting real.
Durant's coming
Should I
now.
have my hand on the buzzer?
No, I hope that, and I wished I knew Lacey's real name, and I apologize.
Macy's.
I apologize that I don't, but I hope that she left professional wrestling because she wanted to, and she was not forced out of professional wrestling because of other people's ill will comments. I'm not going to mention names, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And their aspect of it is totally wrong. And
He'll be here next week, too.
my opinion, okay, if you're not real in what you say or who you are, and you use a freaking gimmick, and that bothers me. So, Lacey, the best to you, my dear, and
Good luck.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And all your future endeavors.
That's right. Rafi, good to see you out there, buddy. Rafi's watching.
See that? My man agrees with me.
Tom-
Mr. Ronald.
Yep.
I absolutely agree with you, Chief.
Thomas Burnett, just for the sake of record, our historian did put in the chat what Lacey Evans' real name is. So if anybody's interested, we'll flash that.
Thanks, Tom.
But here's the thing. Accordingly, her contract ran out. If that is the case, she left on her own terms. In my opinion, I think she got a raw deal ever since coming back from the birth of her child, because she was on a roll before that with Rick and doing all that. The Southern Belle stuff was really good. I think after a while, for whatever the reason, they just really didn't know what to do with her, which is unfortunate because this gal was physically fit and able to be a force in the ring. In a way, she could have been like Raquel Gonzalez in terms of that muscular female woman because she's got ability. WWE just didn't know what to do with her, and I agree with you. I think the thing that happened with the Cobra Clutch, we'll just leave it at that, and all the backlash she got from the Cobra Clutch family was unjustified because how many wrestlers use moves from other wrestlers?
Or we could say a Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer, that's fine. You know, he was. I think it was you do this with meat, don't you? Cows and pigs, you slaughter them. Is that what you do with them?
Yeah.
I think that helped. I think that aided in pushing her out. But every wrestler does a move that belongs to somebody else. Now, in a lot of the old school cases, you go to that wrestler and you ask permission to use a move, like the stunner, right? The pedigree, all of that. You can rename it anything you want to. The bottom line is there are certain moves out there that we know are identified with certain wrestlers. And out of respect, go ask them, get their permission. That's fine. Whether she did or did not, that's not the point. The bottom line is the backlash she got from said individuals, I think really put a nail in the coffin of her not returning. Does that mean she may show up in AEW or something else down the line? Maybe. But she opened up a successful restaurant, and there was another business she opened, I think, besides the OnlyFans thing. So I wish her the best because she really got a raw deal. She was slaughtered at the end to get out of wrestling. If you can't figure that out by then, you're not listening.
Even I got that.
Even he got that one. That's right. If John gets it, y'all did. Y'all should. Anyway, the incident with Cash Wheeler, somebody put in here, happened at the July 27th.
Oh,
that's a matter of points. So, but it's weeks, three weeks away, 3 weeks ago. All right,
That's a good comment.
Which one?
I wonder if DiBiase. I wonder if.
Okay.
The historian put in there. I wonder if the Hall of Famer was mad at
Ted DiBiase
for using the Cobra Clutch.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Rafi agrees with us. Priest uses the Razor's Edge. Well, Razor's Edge, you can't ask him. I mean, you're going to do it. Maybe ask Scott Hall out of respect. But all right. Tammy Sitch pleads no contest to DUI manslaughter, and she'll face 4 more years in prison. I'm just going to say that as a matter of information. Before being stripped of the tag titles, Chelsea Green tried to pitch her Chelsea Got Talent on social media. Piper Niven walked in and said, "The hell with you. I'm naming myself champion with you," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm happy to see her back. She looks great. She's gotten into much better shape.
Yes.
To me, I think the way they handled the women's tag belt, so you've got an ACL tear that'll keep someone out a year. You can't just let them sit stagnant. Kevin Owens, however, couldn't wrestle for close to a month. And like Chief and I always talk about what happened to some of the old standards. If you can't defend a belt in 30 days, you're stripped. Obviously, KO made his return last night. If people didn't see it on SmackDown, I apologize.
I still think that should be the rule.
Yeah. So anyway, now you have Piper Niven, Chelsea Green. What do you think about that?
I like it.
Do you?
I want to ask you. I know you like Chelsea, and you know what? I'm starting to turn that I like her too. But was there a better person out there that could tag with Chelsea besides Piper? I like Piper, and I think it's going to be a great tag team. But I'm just wondering if there was somebody else out there.
What I like about it is it was not a surprise, but it was a returning wrestler we haven't seen in a while. That I thought was a good hook. So I couldn't come up with anybody off the top of my head that could have stepped in. I mean, I'm not sure. Who would you put in there? There's somebody injured, unless you bring somebody up from NXT.
Is Liv Morgan injured?
Yes.
Well, that was going to be my thought.
Unless you were to bring someone up from NXT that they've been waiting to bring up with a reason. I mean, you had the two NXT women champions.
I still
the belt was dissolved.
Alba Fire. I don't understand why. Where are they at?
Yeah.
Back in catering now.
Well, that's just it. There's so many people. Who else? Guys, put in the chat room who else you would have liked to seen possibly step in and be Chelsea's partner as tag champs. I would love, because I can't think of anybody.
Could Natty have done a turn?
She just does not get her just due, man.
I'm just saying.
No, I agree. I mean, you know what? That would have been nice to see her step in. But here you got the Natty of old school philosophy of pro wrestling, and then you have the Karen in Chelsea bitching about everything. Yeah, it would have made for an interesting dynamic, but I don't think Piper Niven will deal with that shit either. I think
Natalya's a good wrestler, but she's about as entertaining as this piece of paper.
Okay. Okay.
But Chelsea Green could take over the entertainment like she's been doing.
Yeah.
You know, Natty
Need somebody to bounce off of. That's like throwing jokes at a brick wall.
Chris Flasco, thank you, Chris.
Okay, buddy.
Cora Jade, Chris Flasco says Cora Jade.
That's a good one.
You know what? Brunette even put in there. And you know what? This before we found out Lacey.
Did we get an intelligent from Brunette?
Well, he says before Lacey's contract expired, why could you not have put Lacey in with her? You know, that's a great idea because Lacey, finally, you could have had something with her.
And she was a heel.
Absolutely.
How did she get let go, but we're stuck with Raquel Rodriguez?
Indy Hartwell was another
one.
name. Ronald agrees with Lacey. Indy Hartwell, Piper Niven will be fun.
You're trying to get the skin itchy, man.
Yeah, Brunette, are you asking that of me or are you asking that of Chief?
Huh?
Thomas Burnett there said, did you just agree with me? And I don't know if he's asking me or you.
Ronald.
Yeah.
Ronald he was? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Ronald.
Oh, he's asking Ronald. Okay, I didn't see the reply there. Okay, so a lot of interesting stuff there. Some great names in there. But there you go. Lacey Evans. I mean, come on. You had an opportunity to plug her in and keep her as part of the company.
What about
Johnny Knoxville.
our girl from out here?
Oh, I can't wait to bring that up later. Oh, my God.
From
That's
our-
like the best
Our
conversation.
girl from out here.
Zoe?
Yeah.
Oh, she's involved with that other storyline, right? No, I'm not saying, but she's in that other storyline.
Yeah.
No, I'm just.
I would say the storyline she's in is more important than the women's tag team
I would
titles.
say she's
at
dealing
this
with the
point.
Hall of Famer,
Or
too,
maybe-
potentially.
Or
Between
maybe.
Trish and Becky.
What about Shotzi?
She don't do it for me either, so I don't
New hairdo.
She looked good, man.
I know. Like she did it
She
for her
looked
sister.
good.
God bless her for doing that.
Amen.
All right, before we move on,
All
we're
right.
at Against It for our
Where we
second
at?
and final break of the show. We have only about 15 minutes left, if then some, by the time we come back. So stick with us. We got a lot more to do. Don't go anywhere. TCA. We'll be right back.
Boy, Johnny Knox.
How unique.
It's gorgeous.
You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery. I've got to have it.
So colorful.
I can't live without it. You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery.
Hi everybody, Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV.
We're back.
All right, welcome back. Before we move forward, I understand we have a Knoxville moment that Matt wants to share.
Go for it, my brother.
Do you guys ever listen to the Out of Character podcast?
I do not.
Sami Zayn was on there.
Okay.
And he was asked, and Ryan Satin asked him about the Johnny Knoxville match. He says, one of my top 5 favorite matches of all time.
I read the transcript of the show.
But you guys are like old school wrestling, like purists, right?
I try to be.
Yeah.
Yes. Most
Sami Zayn
definitely.
said something that I was like, I'm bringing this up Saturday so bad.
Go ahead.
Sami Zayn said, what's worse for the wrestling business?
Right.
Johnny Knoxville wrestling one time and acting like he doesn't know how to wrestle?
Right.
Or guys like Bad Bunny and Logan Paul walking in and doing it better than 99% of the roster?
Oh, now I know where you get the comment from.
Yeah, I read that in the transcript.
99%, yeah. Hey, but we talked.
You have to put Johnny over and you have no choice.
But we talked about that last week with Logan and Bunny.
Because it took Johnny Knoxville like all these tricks to like get over on Sammy
with the bowling ball.
Between not being able to he acted like he didn't even know how to wrestle either.
Right, but if you're talking about pure entertainment value for what that was
great.
Totally agree.
That was great.
Totally agree. But if you talk about people coming
Clipping
in,
this.
However,
we should have brought the Knoxville figure in.
But if you talk about the non-wrestlers coming in to transform to perform as a wrestler, you can't not give Bunny and Logan as much as I don't like. I'd rather see Bunny continue because Logan is more of a diva, and I don't like Logan Paul. But for both of them to come in, hone the craft, do the training because they look really, really good. I mean, and Logan Paul, gotta admit, he's getting better.
They're both
and better.
good.
They're both good. So from that side of it, obviously those two. However, from the pure entertainment side, when somebody's not being trained to wrestle, although he did take a couple of minor bumps, but still. No, listen. You can clip it all you want.
You know who else?
Entertainment value for what it was. Listen.
You know who else?
It was fun.
Who was more entertaining? Say it.
No, Knoxville was because of the type of match.
You're trying to avoid just as much as possible.
No, Knoxville was more entertaining than Bunny and Logan. But if you want wrestlers, Logan and Bunny, hands down.
You know who else is entertaining?
That's politically correct. I helped them both.
You know who else is entertaining?
What's that?
Huh?
Who?
Pat McAfee.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But he doesn't try to come in to do more than he can do. You had the matches last year, whatever, with the run and with McMahon and all that crap.
Yeah.
But he's not wrestling often enough like Bunny or Logan is to really – but he's
entertaining.
But he's an entertainer like Knoxville is. And I'll give you that. Absolutely.
Yep.
So, yeah. But Zane mentioning that, I mean, that's worth a lot, though.
But Sammy's a stand-up guy.
But Sammy's also an entertainer, too.
Yes.
I'm not – listen –
But he can wrestle, man.
Absolutely.
He can go.
But when you look at the conspiracy,
he can go.
You look at what he did with the bloodline and the laughter and the comments. He's probably almost 50-50 wrestler entertainer because he knows how to entertain as he's wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? So, I read something. He doesn't know how much longer he can go physically. KO, same thing.
Well,
He'll lose a lot.
Owens is the same way.
Yeah.
And that's, for the purist, they're the guys, to me, that make the wrestling business. Sammy, KO, Edge, there's another one.
Yeah.
All right. They're the guys that make the wrestling business.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I think some of the wrestlers that could make the wrestling business are back in catering due to the numbskulls. Oh, well, I know how to write a storyline. And I know how to do this, and I know bullshit.
Ronald Young puts in there, Kairi Sane would have been another name to get into the tag team position since she was just re-signed with WWE. So that's another name. All right. Let's move on here. A couple of these things I'm just going to hit newsworthy before we get into discussion. Point of reference, if you did not know, Roman Reigns will not be a Payback. He's taken that match off. The Rock was given a warning about appearing on WWE during the SAG strike because he is a member of the acting union, and all of those actors are not crossing the picket line. But does a reality kind of show count as a writer's type of show? I mean, I know there's creative writing, but let's face it, The Rock kind of goes in and does what he wants.
Let me ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
He appears on WWE, but he doesn't get paid for it.
It's still appearing. I don't know. The union might have an issue with that, but I would say he's not being paid for his appearance. Look, he donated a boatload of money to this strike.
He donated more than anybody ever has.
No further comments.
By the way, I wanted to mention, and I failed to do this after the last commercial. Desert Valley Gallery is coming on my show in about an hour, but I forgot to tag it with the fact that for any new purchaser that goes up there between now and the end of the year, mention Aaron Zauer or Aaron Phillips or WWDB TV, you get 20% off your first $1,000 purchase of product up there. So make sure you go up there and take advantage of that. Go ahead.
Is that up to or
$1,000 purchase or more?
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking me to do it. WWE lawsuit.
Until next week.
WWE lawsuit over racist creative pitches has been dismissed. That's a good thing. Okay. Who was it that complained about that a couple of months back? Somebody was.
I don't remember who did the lawsuit, but they were complaining about Bianca Belair and Street Profits.
Right. Okay. All right. Where am I going to go? LA Knight has a number 1 and number 2 shirt being sold on WWE Shop. No surprise.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for mine. It's been almost a month, and I still don't have it yet.
Your what? Your LA Knight shirt?
Yeah.
Who are you waiting it from? From him?
From WWE.
Oh, all All right. Well.
That's how backlogged they are.
Oh, you ordered it.
And that's how popular he is.
All right.
And I guess the new storyline's going to be him and The Miz now.
Yeah.
After Becky and Trish's match on Raw ended with a finish, Adam Pearce said the rematch will be in a steel cage.
Yep.
Is that next week on Raw?
Next
or is
week.
that a payback?
They haven't announced when it is yet.
Oh, okay.
Not that I heard at least.
Unless you know something because you know people on the inside.
You won't say. Ever. I'm not naming names.
I thought I heard it was going to be on Raw or on regular TV.
Could be.
That's what I thought I heard.
Isn't Raw on regular TV?
I don't know. It's on cable. I know that.
WrestleMania 40 breaks record for ticket sales. Over 90,000 tickets have been sold for both nights so far for pre-sale. Has already broken the all-time gate record.
You know what's
in Philadelphia?
You know what
you talk about a deep-rooted wrestling area, right?
Do you know what the funny thing is? Mm-hmm. I don't think there's enough hotel rooms in Philadelphia.
Yeah, probably not.
And I don't think so.
I
know you're from North Jersey, so you wouldn't know that shit.
No, I don't know.
But I don't think there's enough hotel rooms.
You know how you rant about ticket prices?
Huh?
You should extra rant about WrestleMania 40. Jesus Christ.
What is it? I know the prices are high, dare I say.
Our tickets for WrestleMania 39, we're literally on the ramp. And we played 300 something maybe.
That's
each.
Not bad.
But that was
how much for Philly?
The 100 section is over $1,000.
Jeez.
And that's right off the floor. Wow. But no, you know where I think they should do the Hall of Fame?
Where?
ECW Arena. ECW Arena.
And I heard maybe that the Hall of Fame is going to be ECW heavy, so it would make sense.
How many
people can they fit into that ECW arena?
I want to say, I think a couple thousand.
Then they won't do it there. It doesn't bring.
They'll have to do it at SmackDown. Yeah. They've been doing it at SmackDown the last couple of years.
Let me see what you got there. So Matt just brought up the ticket prices section. Let me see the most expensive one.
Section $10,000 for
$1,700
for section 21, row 5.
121, row 5.
Well, Formula One still booking.
WWE, I will watch it at home for $49.95. Thank you very much.
I'll watch it for $9.99 on the Peacock Network.
No, I don't like Peacock.
And it's closer to the snack bar.
The Ellis Island Hotel for Formula One. Did you see the article that I shared?
Yes.
For Ellis Island, thousands of dollars for a room and a package there. It's just nuts. All right, real quickly, we have a couple of minutes left.
Yeah,
so
good.
Let's see if we can. Well, we have a new rule around here.
Where are we at?
John needs us to sign off by a minute or two before, in case there's an issue that we have to do replays or editing stuff. So that's I don't know if he enforces that. Even though Dakota Kai appeared on TV during SmackDown and SummerSlam, she is still a couple of months away from returning to the ring. That's typical.
Yeah.
That's typical for that. And Edge beat Sheamus on SmackDown. Reports say this is the end of his contract. Does he call it a career, or does he really go to AEW?
I heard this morning on the other show, episode 2,622,317.1. They said that 6 more months, and then he's going to make a final determination on his if he's going to
position in wrestling.
Yes. He's going to go home and talk to Beth and the kids.
He said that after SmackDown went off the air. The other thing he did say emphatically is that he does not think it was in him to get back to Toronto a year from now, which I thought was pretty telling in his comments. So, but either way, listen,
you know what?
The guy, him and Christian, they certainly revolutionized wrestling with the ladder matches and things like that. He could walk away. He could have stayed away from the first time and been just as revered as he is now.
Not knowing if you could ever wrestle again to be able to get back into a wrestling ring, he's done everything he's needed to do.
Absolutely.
I could honestly see him going to AEW to retire against Christian.
Against Christian?
He has to. Something with Christian has to happen for him to properly retire.
That's not a bad point. Real quickly, Indie Report. Camille celebrates 800 days at NWA as NWA Women's Champion. Mauro Ranallo is in talks to work for a new all-women's Japanese promotion based in New York. And last but not least, which this comment is pretty important, Hurricane Hillary is coming up the West Coast, which is rare that you hear about hurricanes coming up the West Coast. They
First
usually come
time
up
ever.
the East Coast.
84 years.
There you go.
It's been 84
Yep.
years.
So they're getting deluged
Chief was
with
30 when it happened.
Yes. That's when I did my wooden toys. Look it up.
That's all right. I saw him come down from the mountain with the tablets.
I had wooden toys back then, and my radio and my fan.
I still got
Chief, what did you do during the big flood? You know when like the ark came?
He directed it. All right, seriously,
It's here. Rev it up.
All right. Oh, those of you who may be affected by Hurricane Hillary, seriously, please be careful.
Yes, please.
Especially in any fire area because in Cali, those mudslides and the rain is going to be crazy. That's the rain we're expecting here.
They said Vegas is going to get like 7 inches of rain on
Well,
Sunday.
if that's the case, that will double our annual layout of rain that we get at 4
Stay away
inches.
from the freaking link.
Yeah, stay away from everywhere. If you don't have to go out when it starts raining, folks, don't. Okay, be
Folks.
safe and just
Folks.
stay dry.
Folks, if you see standing water,
Don't try it.
don't
Float
go,
over the school zone.
don't go through the damn shit. Turn around and go another way.
Absolutely.
Do not be freaking stupid.
All right, real quickly, guys, we got to say goodbye. Final thoughts.
Everybody be safe. Put your floaties on Sunday.
See everybody with their little floaties around their arms.
And don't float too fast over the school zones for Chief.
And just so you know, there is one, and I don't have the information, but there is one place on the east side of the valley, one place on the west side of the valley for you folks that live in low-lying areas. They are handing out sandbags.
Yes, please
If
be
you need
careful. Please be careful. All right.
Empty.
Are they handing them out empty?
Yeah.
They have
You
to-
gotta
Oh,
fill them.
but they have the sand.
No,
there,
they're
don't they?
filled.
They're
Anyway.
filled?
Yes.
Okay.
Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, thank you for watching,
Yeah,
everybody. Just as a
producer.
reminder.
Aren't empty sandbags just called bags?
Satchels.
Freaking producer, man.
Join me in 1 hour, an hour and hour. I got great guests. Ed and Richard, the owners of Desert Valley Gallery Beyond, for the
What's
first
their
segment. And
last
after
names?
that, I don't remember.
Oh.
After that, I do. I just didn't want to say it. After that, my featured guest, Mr. John Pilliton, he happens to be the principal of Gilbert Elementary School for Arts.
Yes.
He is from Maui, and he spent a lot of time on the island.
Yes.
How's it pronounced? Lahaina? Is that how it's pronounced?
I think so.
Lahaina. It's all the same to me. He's going to share his
It's
experience
Greek to me.
growing up there, his memories from that island, plus talk about the history and everything else. So make sure you tune in for him. He'll be
Yes.
here. So tune in, top of the hour. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have. See you next week from Samstown. 2 hours next week. Programming note 9 to 11 right here on Worldwide Digital
I'll
Broadcasting.
be there at 8:59.